Hello, my name is Felix Akamonka and I am the currently data analyst for the Inf eSport Valorant team. Today, we will look in which situations you should save and in which not. First of all, we should look at the different ways to get credits in Valorant. The first way is a kill, which gives you 200 credits. When your team is planting or defusing a spike, everyone on the team will get 300 credits. When you win a round, everyone on your team will get 3000 credits. When your team loses the current round and the last round was a win, so your team is currently on a 0 losing streak, everyone who died on the team will get 1900 credits in the next round. When your team loses the current round and it's currently on a 1 losing streak, everyone died on the team will get 2400 credits in the next round. And when your team loses the current round and is currently on a 2+ losing streak, everyone who died on the team will get 2900 credits in the next round. When your team loses the current round, no matter on which losing streak the team is currently on, everyone who survived on the team will get 1000 credits in the next round. This is called saving because you save your current equipment for the next round. Now we put these variables together to form a formula to calculate the X versus Y win probability, which is needed that it doesn't matter if you save or don't, because we would have the same loadout value in the next round. X and Y are here some values from 1 to 5, which specify the number of teammates alive, X, and enemies alive, Y. From before we also get the value of the loss bonus, and we specify an average loadout value for the average loadout in a round, which only includes the remaining teammates' weapons and shields. Ability costs are excluded because when you don't use them, they won't disappear when you're dying. To improve the calculation formula, we need to add a value that is post-planned. This value is 1 when the current X versus Y situation is after the spike was planted and 0 when it's before. Now we can create some small formulas for different scenarios like save, no save win, and no save lose. First of all, we will look at the formula to calculate the difference between the credits on the bank on the current round and the credits and the loadouts on the bank in the next round, excluding ability costs. This formula calculates the credits value when your team is saving. The first bracket calculates the credits income from died teammates because they will get the loss bonus. The second bracket is the amount of kills multiplied by 200. The last bracket calculates first the loadout cost, which is saved, with the loss bonus when you are not dying. This is then multiplied by the amount of teammates who survived the round. At the end, we just need to add all these brackets together and we have calculated the credits value when you're saving with X teammates alive. The second formula is for the credits value when your team is not saving and won the current round because they don't save. The first bracket calculates the loadout cost which is saved of these players which not died. The second bracket is the credits income from the kills. We assume that when your team is not saving, then the team is killing the whole enemy team. The third bracket is the credits income from defusing or planting the spike. The last bracket is the win bonus for the whole team, what is 3000 credits each. The third formula is for the credits value when your team is not saving and are not winning the round because they don't save. The first bracket is the credits income for the loss bonus for the whole team because everyone died. The second bracket is for the credits income for the kills. Now we need to put all these three small formulas together to calculate the win probability, which is needed that it doesn't matter if you save or don't. We define the search win probability as P, then the whole formula will look like this. Now we are interested in the value P, so we adjust the formula so we get this formula. With this formula, we can now calculate the win probability which is needed that it doesn't matter if you save or don't. When we now know how big our currently round conversion win probability is in the current round, we can compare these to our calculated one. Is our calculated probability higher than the actually round conversion win probability of the current X versus Y situation? It is economy-wise better to go for a save than trying to win the round. This doesn't mean that you always need to save when the calculated say so, because you still need to win 13 rounds in Valorant to win the game, and there's also some other factors like ult economy. But I think this calculator shows good that you should sometimes go for a save than trying to clutch a 1 versus 5. I created this Google Spreadsheet calculator to look at some examples. On the left side, you will see all x versus y situations and if the economy wise better to save or don't. On the right side, you can see the round conversion win probability of all x versus y situations of Champs 2022 in Istanbul. When the calculated win probabilities on the left are higher than on the right, these cells will be green, otherwise they will be red. On the top left, you can see that green stands for save and red for don't save. Also, you can enter some values at the top left, like the loss bonus in the next round, or the average loadout of your teammates alive. The is post-plant value is the value explained before, which shows if the x versus y situation is before or after the plant. For example, your team is currently on a 0 losing streak, so your team will get 1,900 credits in the next round, and you are alone with a sheriff. The spike is already planted, and you would to defuse it to win the round. We assume that in the enemy team are 3 enemies left. Now you need to look in this cell. The calculated win probability of -1% is smaller than the win probability of a 1 versus 3, which is 3%. So you should definitely not save. In this example, we are again defender, and we are currently on a 1 losing streak, so we will get 2,400 credits in the next round. Our equipment is only a Spectre. If on the enemy team are more than equal than 4 players alive, you should save economy-wise. This makes sometimes no sense, because the calculated probability and the round conversion win probability are so close together that this is not a good idea to save. In this third example, we are currently on a 1 losing streak, so we will get 2,400 credits in the next round when we lose this round. Our average loadout is 3,300, and it can be, for example, a Vandal and Half Shield. So when we are now on a 2 versus 4, we should maybe save it, because only when our round conversion win rate should be over 32%, it would make sense to not save. But when we compare the 32% to the actually 8% win rate, there's a difference about 24%, what is really much. In this example, I will show you that you are an attacker and currently on a 0 losing streak, with the thought in mind that you might save, because you did not plant the spike already and your loadout is 3,900 with a Vandal and full shield. In this situation, it would be economy-wise better to save a 5 versus 5, what doesn't make sense at all. But this shows you that you should have a 58% win rate with the spy to not make a mistake economy-wise. Of course, it's not important because you could have 5,000 credits on the bank of each player, but I thought it interesting to think about this. We can go even further. Think about you all have operator and full shield on a current 0 losing streak. Then your win rate should be 69% on a 5 versus 5 to not make a mistake economy-wise. The difference to the actually round conversion win rate is 19%. There you can see that this buy is maybe not the best one, except you have 5 simples on your team. To conclude, we can say that this calculator shows that we should think about twice if we should try to retake a defense or maybe just save our guns for the next round. What you need to look at is that these calculators only have data for the overall round conversion win rates. So there's no difference between a 5 versus 5 with all Vandals or a 5 versus 5 with 5 Vandals and 5 Sheriffs. When you want to play around with this calculator, I have a link in the video description to this Google spreadsheet. Then you just need to make a copy of it, and then you can change these values on the top left. If you have watched this video until here, I am super grateful of you. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it and subscribe to my channel when you don't want to miss any videos in the future. Also, you can check out my Twitter and the Twitter of InfoEsport. Thank you.